So today we're gonna make my mother's cheesecake. It's New York cheesecake, which is cream cheese based, which to me is the best kind of cheesecake to make. Now, we're gonna go to the store and get everything. Let's go. So we're off to the store to buy everything to make my mother's cheesecake, which is the best cheesecake in the world, not just because it's my mother's, but I promise you it's the best cheesecake even when you make it. I don't know where she got the recipe from, but she was making it for probably 40 or 50 years. So let's go to the store, and I'm hoping the cream cheese is on sale. The first thing we need is 4 bars of Philadelphia cream cheese, and guess what? They're on sale. Don't ever make the mistake and buy this one. I've made that mistake before. It does not taste as good. You got that? 2 bars of unsalted butter. And we need a pint of sour cream. Easy sour cream is on sale. 2 for $4, but we only need 1, so we're gonna get 1, or else it goes bad. I always buy Domino sugar. I'm sure any sugar is good, but I only buy Domino's. Next thing we need is McCormick all natural pure vanilla extract. See this one? This is the one you want. Don't get fooled by this one. Premium vanilla flavored. This is not pure vanilla extract. This is flavored vanilla extract. This is pure vanilla extract. This is the real stuff. This is $10. That's $3. The next ingredient is cornstarch. Don't forget the cornstarch. Get a small can unless you use it often, but 1 can lasts me a year or 2. We're gonna get some graham cracker crumbs, which are right here. Keebler, always a good choice. And last but not least, 5 large eggs. Only kidding, we're not gonna throw them, we're gonna put them in the car. We got everything we need for Mommy's cheesecake. But the most important thing, I cannot stress this enough, is to have the right pan. This is a spring pan. Pan. Close the spring. Put this in. And maybe put it in the other one. Bam, and it gets stuck in there. I've started the whole cheesecake process, had it in the mixer, and couldn't find the pan because I left it by someone's house, one of the kids took it. But anyway, spring pan, that's what this is. This is about a 10-inch spring pan, okay? That's the best one, 10-inch. 9-inch is okay, 10-inch better. Now, the next key part to this is to take the cream cheeses, the butter, the eggs, the sour cream, everything that's cold, and leave them out until they become room temperature. So once again, you cannot start the process of making this cheesecake until the cream cheese, butter, and eggs are at room temperature. Make sure you got a good mixer. So the first thing we're gonna do is add the 4 bars of cream cheese. I'm gonna pick them up. You do any way you like. I'm just gonna put them in here like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you do. And 1 stick of butter. And 16 ounces of sour cream. Bam. We're getting it everywhere, but that's the joy of it. So I'm making a mess of this. It's okay. Everything's gonna be a mess when I'm done anyway, so. We're gonna blend together this mixture. It's still a little bit cool, so it's not really gonna blend together like you would think. But trust me, it works. What we could do right now is start adding the sugar. It's 1.5 cups of sugar, so we'll do that and that'll help it meld together better. So I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of sugar at a time. It takes 1.5 cups of sugar This is where all your carbs come from. Most people don't know what carbohydrates are. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. 1, 2. I always put them on different sides, everything. I don't throw it all in one spot. Seems to mix better. A teaspoon of vanilla. I just got all over me. Love it. Loving it. Just a teaspoon. Now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of lemon. I use fresh lemon, not lemon juice in the bottle, but you can. It's not sacrilegious or anything like that for you people. I'm going to squeeze this lemon in here, like so. Make sure we don't get any peats. Perfect. Now we can throw this down the drain so it smells nice. We've probably been mixing this for about 4 minutes so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off, unlock it from this side, and I'm going to just clean this off, scoop around the sides so we get everything in there. Sometimes it likes to favor a side, some of the stuff, and I usually scratch the bottom so everything mixes in. This off because a lot of the cream cheese gets stuck in here and the cornstarch and stuff like that. So just clean this off and put it in there. Like so. A little bit messy, but hey. Wait till you taste this thing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add the eggs in. But you don't just throw the eggs in. So first of all, your mixer should be on. I'm going to put it back on. It's going to be a little loud. And we take 1 egg at a time. Then the 4th egg. Try not to get any shells in it either. But you know what? I've gotten shells in it before and couldn't find them, but they kind of could disappear in there. It adds character, a little crunch, maybe if you can push that. Last egg, 5th egg. But last but not least. Bam. So now I have this mixing on, it's like number 2. Let me just check to make sure that's off. 1, 2 on my mixer, which is, there are 5 speeds, so it's number 2 of 5, okay? Now we're gonna make the crust, but an important part when I make the crust. This doesn't really have anything to do with the crust, but take your spring pan and put it inside a baking sheet that has a side like this, because I'm gonna show you a trick on how your cheesecake's gonna taste better in a minute. So we need a 1/4 cup of sugar. So I just take the 1/4 cup of sugar like so. I throw it in here. Bam. And we need 1 1/4 cups of graham cracker crust. A 1/4 cup. And then 1 whole cup. Okay, so now we got our crust. Now we're gonna melt the butter in the microwave. I use a whole stick of butter. Now that the butter is melted, I pour it right on top of the graham cracker crumbs and the sugar. I'm gonna make sure to get all the butter out of there as much as we could. New butter. Mix this all together like so. The sugar, the butter, the graham cracker crumbs, and all mixed together nicely. So now that it's all mixed together, we're gonna shake it around so it's evenish, which really doesn't work out that well. And we're gonna just press it down into the bottom with your hands. You can feel it to make sure the whole bottom's covered. Sometimes I use double crust. That's all you do is just double the recipe. So let's say 2.5 cups of crust of graham cracker crumbs, 2 sticks of butter, and a 1/2 cup of sugar. I wouldn't use the whole 1/2 cup of sugar because it comes out a little bit sweet, but it works. Matter of fact, when you weren't looking, I actually added a little bit more graham cracker crumbs because it was still a little wet because I used the whole stick of butter. So anyway, you could do the crust how you like. Everyone likes a different crust. My family, we like a thick crust. Don't forget to preheat your oven at 350 degrees. What the f***? I actually turned the blender on high instead of turning it off because I was standing over here at the time. Okie dokie. Now that we're all ready, we have our crust into the pan here. We're going to take the mixture. We're going to put it in the pan almost all the way to the top. Don't be afraid. It's good enough. Yummy. Now here's the trick. Please don't tell anyone. I'm almost afraid to tell you, but I gotta do it. You take water, right? And people know this, I hope. And we put a whole bunch of water in the bottom of the pan. This should keep the cheesecake from cracking. It don't always work. Sometimes you still get a crack in the cheesecake, but much less likely to crack. And I'm probably gonna spill a lot of this water on the way to the stove behind me. I turn, here's where I usually spill it. You'll hear it. Oh crap, I didn't spill it. Thanks, Mom. Bam. We're gonna leave this in here for 1 hour, but we're not gonna take it out when it's done. Oh, guess what time it is? So now the cheesecake has been in the oven for 1 hour. We can look at it through the glass, but we're not gonna take it out. We're just gonna turn it off. It's off. No more heat. I mean, it's hot in there, obviously, but we're not gonna open the door. We're not gonna keep the heat on 350. It is now off. We're gonna leave it in there for another hour. Don't tell anyone, it's a secret. Cheesecake time. Let's get that cheesecake out of the oven. Open the door first. No cracks. It's hard to get a cheesecake with no cracks, I'm not gonna lie. I typically almost always get a crack. Yeah, see the crack right there? That's not too bad. Now, this cheesecake is going to taste better the longer you keep it in the refrigerator, not the freezer, refrigerator. So if you keep it in the refrigerator for 24 hours, it's gonna taste really good. 48, 72. After about 4 or 5 days, this is the best cheesecake ever. It will be the best cheesecake after 24 hours, I'm not lying, but it gets better the longer you keep it in the refrigerator. I don't mean over a week. I'd eat it before a week. I'm going to let this cheesecake sit here for about 2 to 3 hours before I place it on a plate and put aluminum foil over it and put it in the refrigerator. Okay, so we have the cheesecake in the refrigerator for almost 3 days, and we're gonna take it out now and see how it looks, okay? Nice, I like. So we pop the pan, wiggle it off. This is the best part of the cake, by the way. Terrible. Now, I'm gonna show you another trick. You know how the bottom of this pan is always stuck to the crumb? I'm gonna show you how to get it off. Let's go over to the stove with 2 plates. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take the cheesecake off here. Out of the pan, right? Which is not easy to do. And we're gonna put it on the fire, which is hot, by the way. I'm gonna let the bottom of that pan heat up a little. See it? Just a little. Got my oven mitts because it's going to be hot. Now that the pan is hot, I'm going to turn the fire off. And it's hot, don't forget. So I'm going to take this hot, I'm going to put that there. Right? Put this pan on top. Like this. Flip this over. Take this pan off. Take the oven mitt so we don't burn everything. Put the cheesecake all over it. Then I'm going to take the fork like this, and the pan comes right. So that's it. Then what we do, we put this back here, and we flip the cake back over. Now the cake is out of the spring pan. So here is the finished product. You can put any kind of fruit on top you like or anything. I am going to put the aluminum foil back on the cheesecake and put it back in the refrigerator. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, leave some comments, and look forward to seeing you in some more videos. See you soon.